Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to Top Tip Tuesday on my Stamp with Elaine Facebook page. Today's top tip is on how to reorient a stamp which has a row of words stacked below each other into one that will read from left to right in a single line. For this you need the Stamparatus. We now have grid paper that's been specially sized for the Stamparatus, so we'll be using that as well. I'm going to be using the imperial side of the grid paper because the grid lines are much more pronounced and you'll probably be able to see it better. The DVD case is about the same height as the hinge here of the Stamparatus, and it will give me a nice flat surface to stamp on. This is the size of the cardstock that I'm going to be stamping the sentiment in, and first I want to see where I'm going to put my sentiment. So I think because this vertical sentiment is so tall, I need to make sure that the top of the stamp has enough clearance at the top. So I'll do this one first, so then I know where to draw my line. So I'll pick up the stamp, and I think it's round about there. So get a ruler and a pen. I'm using a marker because for the video purposes it will be easier for you to see. So it's in between these two lines here. I'm going to work backwards. So I want the best to sit on that line. I need to clean the stamp before I move on so I don't get all inky repositioning the stamp. The next word is the, so I want to position the on this black line here. Pick up the stamp, re-ink it, stamp it again, clean the stamp, and then position the R on the line, pick up the stamp, ink it up again, clean the stamp, and this is the last letter to do. Happy with that. I'm just going to clean the stamp and clean the plate, and then we need to do a bit of cutting here. Just going to make a little incision. Basically we're just going to cut a hole and take out this line of words here so that it's visible. I want to keep the rest of the paper intact because that would give it more stability. The rest of the grid paper is your mask. So we'll put the cardstock underneath. Now is the time to use your magnets just to make sure that the paper stays in place. Cut your stamp again. and stamp. Don't throw this away, because while you're positioning the stamp, you don't want any residue from your previous ink to get onto your cardstock. So layer that over your previously stamped image. Okay, then you can take this piece away if you're happy with it. Pick up the stamp, make sure your cardstock is still in position, and it is. Ink up your stamp and stamp the second letter. I think my ink pad needs re-inking because the ink isn't coming out as dark as it normally is. Oops. I'll reposition this. And the very last letter. And remove that, and you can see you've got the vertical sentiment now in one horizontal line. Now some people would say, well, why don't you cut the stamp into 4 bits, you know, do some surgery on it. You can't really, because the letters are so close together. You'd end up damaging the words. So I had to leave that intact and had to find another way of doing it. So I hope you find this top tip useful, and I'll be back soon. Bye!